up every other artist's streams and just compare it to Maverick City, they outstream everybody else combined. Maverick City outstreams the entire gospel industry combined. When people stop consuming something, they don't want it. 30-year-old young black dude from nowhere, Georgia, with no background in music. I can't sing, I'm tone deaf, and I got more Grammys than most people you know.
It's prideful to talk about, I can't sing, I'm tone deaf, but I got more Grammys than anybody. You have to be mindful of what you say and how you come off because the world is watching.
There was a need for a new sound. There was a need for young people of color to be able to express themselves in a specific stream of worship that was God honoring.
If you're doing something for God and his kingdom and you're doing it led by the Holy Spirit, the numbers wouldn't matter at all.
Is it okay to make money off of worship ministry?
I mean, it's like,
I'm gonna say something, most people not gonna believe this. Maverick City outstreams the entire gospel industry combined.
I believe that.
By themselves.
I believe that.
If you add up every other artist's streams and just compare it to Maverick City, they outstream everybody else combined. And what that is telling you is that clearly what they are doing is what people want to hear. Stop fighting the tide. People keep saying, we want choir music back. Choir music would have never died if people wanted to listen to it. We need to do more quartet. If people want to listen to quartet, it would still be a thing. Wow. You don't see, like, when people stop consuming something, they don't want it. You don't see, okay, there's nostalgic value like to a vinyl or to a Kodak camera, but at the end of the day, you still take most of your pictures on your phone.
Right.
You know, you go do the little thing, that's cool here and there, but you want that 8K picture.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm saying these things to say that there should have, the problem that happened was gospel should have embraced Maverick. They should have embraced it, made it their own, collaborated with them, done everything they could to see them go forward. The reason is, and they should have done everything to support and keep them together. This is why. It only benefited everybody else.
Facts.
It only benefited everybody else. The big tours you did, you get what I'm saying? The reunion is a result of Maverick touring.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that they were the fix all. It was a lot that went into that. But what happened with Maverick was the opposite. Everybody hated on it. Nobody called it real. Everybody said it's this, that, it's this. And all that happened from that is you saw the subsequent genre die.
Woo.
Bro, I'm a 30-year-old young black dude from nowhere, Georgia, with no background in music. My parents ain't in music. I have no pedigree. I can't sing. I'm tone deaf. And I got more Grammys than most people you know. I say that to say it's a testament to God, his glory, his hand on my life, but also it's going to rub some people wrong. There's people in this genre who have been doing this forever. All they want is a Grammy.
Yeah.
That's all they want. So you come, and I'm not saying the Grammy made me something. I'm saying that to say people will dislike you for their reasons.
So that was the controversy this week with Maverick City. What's the young man's name?
Norman.
And being on the Isaac Cree show, kind of spilling the beans on music business. What do you guys think about his demeanor on this? Do you think it's as bad as people felt when it first came out? That clip that came up.
Yeah, I do. I think that we've been seeing this happen. It's been creeping up for a minute, man. Like pride with these guys. Remember that one interview they had where we actually reacted to it as well. I can't remember exactly what they were saying in that interview. They were defending their performance with Will Smith, you know, and it just seems like it's prideful to talk about, I can't sing, I'm tone deaf, but I got more Grammys than anybody. It's like the most people. To me, it's like it's a personality thing that I feel just people need to put in check. And if that's how we're going to be, the world's going to continue to look at us. They're going to continue to have disgust with Christians and the way we carry ourselves. I was just speaking with someone yesterday, and I was asking the question, man, are you a man of faith? And he was like, no, I'm not. He was like, and I prefer not to talk about that if you don't mind. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And he said, well, I said, any reason why? And he said, the last time I got into an argument with someone and they didn't like me afterwards. And I was like, who argued with you? And I was like, another Christian? And he was like, yeah. And I said, man, that is not the way that we behave. That is not how we reflect ourselves. And so he really appreciated the fact that I was taking the time to tell him, like, no, that's not the way that people are supposed to treat you. And so I think it's the same thing with these guys. It's like you have to be mindful of what you say and how you come off because the world is watching.
But is he stating facts?
I mean, it's like...
Because what he's saying, it was like, we out streaming everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody rocking with us. They're not rocking with y'all no more.
But
we got a new generation of people.
But you're making...
we created a new sound that people are now, like, prior to them, it was prior to Maverick City, it was like collectives and stuff like that. But it's like now everybody's still on our blueprint to be successful.
It's the Holy Spirit. Like that's Holy Spirit infused lyrics, words, everything. Like Jireh is probably one of the best songs. I mean, Sean, you don't like gospel like that, but do you like Jireh?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, cool. Never mind. All right. It's like one of the best songs out there. You know what I'm saying? It's like my church started singing it, and it took off on a Sunday, and then they started singing it at the youth conference when I was a host. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this song is fire. You know, and it takes off. And so you have these things where it's like, man, that's true worship. I worship to that song probably almost a whole year.
But what if you're saying it's Holy Spirit and filled, but what if the people that made it sound like him?
I think
he's not the artist though.
But he's working behind the scenes.
What if that's the motivation?
He's
for
the creator of Maverick City, if I'm not mistaken. Is he the creator of it, or he's just the manager of?
I think he came along.
Okay.
And kind of pushed it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think what really lies under what he's saying is that there was a need. There was a need for a new sound. There was a need for young people of color to be able to express themselves in a specific stream of worship that was God honoring. And I think if that had just been said, like, hey, there was a need in the culture for this, and that's why we maxed out these records. That's why we got these Grammys. Versus we're the geniuses and we've tapped the market. Like, I think that that's maybe the tone that you're speaking to. But the fact of the matter is there was a need, and they filled the need. So there are other people that can come in and do. It's not impossible for anybody else to come and create music that touches a generation in that way. But I think they're just the ones that did it.
I feel like Travis Green has done that.
I don't think it's the same thing.
I think Jonathan McReynolds has done that.
I don't think it's the same thing. I love them and I think they're great, but I think what he's getting at is a different sound. I think Jonathan McReynolds has a very specific and different sound. Like he is not like anybody else I've seen. I just think they're meeting different needs potentially.
I'm gonna go out here and say this. I think that Elevation Worship is probably better, higher ranked on my list, right? And the song you sang on the cover this past week that I saw on Instagram, you were singing Elevation Worship. I feel like it just happened to be that they were the response for this side. You see what I'm saying? Like contemporary Christian music versus gospel.
I don't get that vibe because I feel like it's still, when I hear Jireh, it's a hybrid of both, in my opinion. It's a hybrid of
absolutely
CCM and gospel. It's a hybrid of both.
Absolutely.
To me. And that's just me talking when I hear it. But I will say that I think the difference is
that's a way of putting it.
I think the difference is the collaboration piece. Like I know they do writing camps with each other. They may have people come and they do writing camps, and then I don't know how they break up like the business wise, but I think that collaboration has been always something different than in gospel, where it's maybe just Donald Lawrence penning for everybody or Kurt penning for everybody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's a very good point.
It's a collaborative effort. So, and it's like all hearts and minds, like, hey, man, we just vibing. What you got? You get what I'm saying?
And I think there's a level of unity that you can experience in a collaborative environment that is submitted to this Holy Spirit. And I think that that's what they bring. So I wouldn't pit Elevation against Maverick. I think they are different, and I think they bring different things. I actually don't think there's a need to pit any part of Christian music anything against each other. Like what purpose does it serve? I understand he's talking about numbers, specifically him. I understand he's talking about numbers, but if it glorifies God, why are we splitting hairs?
Right.
So, you know.
Because that's the thing is that the numbers that Maverick City did on Gyra, what is the song? Elevation Worships. I think it's called Blessing. The Blessing.
The Blessing, yeah.
That did the same amount, probably more, is what I'm thinking.
But what I'm saying is it's not a competition, y'all.
No, it shouldn't be a competition, but he seems to think that.
He does.
No, but I don't think he's making it a competition with them. He's making a competition with gospel. Because I think because I think what he's also what he's sounding like is people in gospel were taking shots at Maverick City. And they don't. And
some people was feeling. They was feeling some type of way
about
yeah,
Maverick
they was feeling
City.
some type of way.
You know what I mean? And we ain't even talk about the Kirk cosign that really took them from 0 to 1,000. Because in that same interview, he was like, "We got Kirk the streets back, and he got us the recognition, the acclaim." That's what he said in the video. So I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's the question is, the big question is industry versus ministry. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, do people want to make money off of what they're doing, or do you have the ministry minded? Now, to be fair, gospel for a couple years, the songs that we love, that we shout to, we don't know who wrote those songs.
Right.
We don't know their lifestyle. We don't know nothing about these folks. So
that's
I
true
think
for all of it.
Yeah,
all of it.
So I think at the same time, I think now that we have the idea of the person behind the scenes is like, oh man, he sound like Puff, or he sound like JD, he sound like a hip hop artist, CEO. But I think at the end of the day, it's the heart of the person, and you're seeing what they're putting out, even if he's not writing anything or he's just a manager of the group.
I will say I do think he's very much speaking to the business realities, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I think pitting parts of like Christian music against each other is not helpful. But I understand he's speaking numbers. But if we're all encouraging, edifying, glorifying God, that, in my mind, is the primary goal.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm blown away over here, man. I'm coming from like that old school mindset. Is like, if it's ministry, what does the numbers matter?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're doing something for God and His kingdom, and you're doing it led by the Holy Spirit, the numbers wouldn't matter at all. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to like when your guy used to say, if you go do this show and it's only 2 people in the crowd, you give it your all for them 2 people, just like you would if it was 20,000.
Yeah.
Right.
And
that's real.
and I don't know of any of these groups, or I don't know Maverick City. I've never heard any of them. You know what I'm saying? But from what I just heard, it's like, this thing has changed, man. Like, it seems like, you know how you get people that become a saved version of what they used to be in the world.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel like that's where the music has come to. Like, we've become a saved version of what we were in the world. Numbers?
I think it's because monetization, like making money off of music, is a thing. So I understand, like, just from the industry perspective, I think this goes back to what Mally Music was talking about. He was talking about burning the whole thing down. He was talking about the gospel industry. Right. Like, it really is just like, is it okay to make money off of worship ministry? Like, that's what this boils down to. Because when people are trying to make a livelihood off of worship, that's where you get into these situations. So I completely agree, but I think it's hard when you're trying to make a living doing something that you feel God has called you to, and now other people have put their hands in it, and maybe their heart isn't in the same place. Like, maybe they really are just looking at numbers. You know what I mean? Because maybe artists, not to say that this is necessarily the case, but maybe there are some artists who are like, Lord, like, however you want to increase, you increase. And however we need to split these royalties, I'll be submitted to that, so that there's peace in the camp, But then when you start getting business execs into the situation, if they don't have the same heart, that's where it could get iffy.
The
Not
small
saying
fox
this is
that spoils the vine.
Yeah, I don't know that that's his situation, because I don't know this man, but I'm just saying, like, I think that's an overarching thing to be mindful of in business in general. Like, who are you partnering with? Who has the power when they are investing? Do they have the same heart, or are they going to shift the tide of this thing because they're trying to make money?
Okay, so I will say that whoever edited the teaser for this conversation, diabolical. Diabolical. I mean, they made it sound like he was saying the craziest
The
stuff.
worst things ever.
If you actually watch it in context, it's not as bad.
No, not at all.
But it still highlights something that I think may be a problem. This topic is something that, I mean, I personally have been trying to figure out for 20 years.
Sure.
How do you authentically represent the ministry, but also do the business side well enough to where you can keep doing the ministry? I think there's some people who they're gone now because they couldn't figure out the money part of it.
Right.
And then there's some people who are so good at the money part of it that they forgot why they started doing it.
Yeah.
And to be able to figure that out without losing your character, without making compromises, without making it the main focus of why you do everything you do, but still being able to do it with excellence is something that I'm really, really trying to figure out. And I'm trying to prove that you can do this well and not be a jerk.
Yeah.
You could do it well and not be focused on the money. You could do it well and not. Haven't been doing so well so far, but small wins here and there where I think we are proving that you can maintain your character and still see gains when it comes to how much reach you have, how much impact you have.
Yeah.
But also remembering that even if the impact and the reach doesn't come, like you said, even if it was just, we said that from the beginning, even if it was just one.
Yeah.
Right. But then I think it's as you are faithful with the one, God brings more. Can you manage the more?
Right.
And that's where it comes in, where it's like, okay, when you do have to go on tour, are you going to come back from the tour worse off financially, where now you're hurting your family, now you're putting your family at risk, now you're making people mad because they put so much time and effort. Like, there is something to knowing how to manage that kind of stuff, right?
For sure.
So this topic to me is critical for us to figure out. And whether you like it or not, there's a ton of people like him in this business.
Right.
All around it. and a lot of them are the ones who are making things happen. Now, the question is, how does that make you feel knowing that the music you listen to, that apparently all you guys listen to, and I'm not aware of, the music you listen to,
they sing it at your church probably. You just don't know.
Probably. The music you listen to, the content you absorb, all of that is being pushed by people like this. Does it change the way you absorb it? Do you hear the song differently when you know that the person had this in mind?
And the reason why I say,
but what if the reason they wrote that song that you love so much is so that you will stream their song and they can make money and they could go on the yacht and they could do the Louis Vuitton and they could? Would that change it
I
for you?
honestly don't know if that's what's happening. Again, I don't know these people, but this man Norman, okay, he has I think a master's in economics. So
he went to Tech. Huh?
Yeah, he went to Georgia Tech. So it's like he's coming from the perspective of business. So
is that okay? Is it okay?
Well, you gotta have some kind of sense.
Is it okay to be solely
double entendre?
Is it okay to be solely trying to monetize God's people? That's your focus. That's what you wake up figuring out. Oh, I can.
Yeah, that's not a good.
I can
focus.
tap into their desire for worship and turn it into cash.
Yeah, that's not a good focus.
But how does that translate with like a Chick-fil-A? Because are they not trying to get increased capital?
But they're doing
from
it
their
for,
consumers.
But they're doing it for the world. It's not Christian focused. They're making worship music that's Christian focused, so they know they're going to.
Wait. We got to rewind.
Yeah.
I need you to explain what you just said again.
Well, you said Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
they're
a Christian company.
Right, they're a Christian company, but they're also selling product to the world.
Okay,
it's different.
So how do you see that as different than Maverick?
Because if you are somebody who you're prying on people of God, you're prying on God's people to try to make money off of them, you're in error. You're wrong. I mean, because if your
God's
whole goal,
people are still consumers.
Here's the thing. God is dope. They're not believers, right? they're not believers, but they have.
We don't know. Maybe,
Well,
maybe
we
back in
know
the day,
something may have changed.
Yeah.
Based on when we went to the launch party or whatever, we
Okay.
saw enough.
But that was like a couple years ago.
It was, but
Can we? But
Like
can we
10.
just?
Christians have bought that shirt out, and helped them
Oh, he's
soar
going
to
to
the
war
top.
with other shirt companies now.
Man, you're funny.
Wait till the Ryan Righteous Expo.
I actually have been doing a lot of research on Christian
Nah, I got
clothing
you.
brands.
I ain't
It's,
gonna
it's
stop
really
you.
important stuff. But what I'm saying is, like Sean talks about this all the time. Chick-fil-A has a chicken biscuit, right? We need a chicken biscuit that we can offer the world. It basically says that you can sell a product outside of the Christian space because you have a limited.
But is that dishonest
niche.
though?
Well,
Because
no,
and the reason why I'm saying what
We'll
I'm
come
saying
back
is
to it.
Okay.
the
I
reason
need
the
to
reason why
understand.
the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is because we've had conversations about other brands
Yeah.
that you was like, we and him had a long like conversation about that because I was like, if that person is creating content because he knows or she knows that their content targets Christians, target Christian women, is that wrong
Oh,
to
yeah.
benefit
But
off that
okay.
content?
So this is the answer.
And I'm kind of like you, like, and I'm like, if I create something,
Okay, but this is all motives. Okay, we're all getting back to motives. Okay, because at the end of the day, like this show, we have to make money to be able to.
Function.
There's rent,
Right.
Yeah.
Like there's lights and all kinds of stuff, right? So, how do you balance having to pay bills, right?
Yeah.
Your audience is primarily Christian,
Right.
but to not take advantage of your audience
Exploit. Yeah.
and say, okay, I know you'll respond more to this, and I'm gonna take advantage of your desire for praising God and worshiping God, and I'm not because I want you to get closer to God, but because I want you to give me money.
I got to pay these bills.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a difference between, okay, we need money and thank you guys for supporting us and pushing this forward because we have a goal that we have a mission to reach the lost and all that kind of stuff, and you guys are helping us do that. But then when I go home, I'm like, yo, we killed it today, man. We brought in so much money. Versus being like, man, we killed it today, man. I think a lot of people got help. But like, what is your overall satisfaction in this?
no,
thing, you know?
I get the satisfaction piece, but I think you also have to be what the scripture talks about, like good stewards of what you have.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're making money off of something, if you created a movie company, kind of like the Angel Studios of the world or the Pinnacle Peaks of the world, I'm sure that costs to make a movie. So if you put that movie out in the theaters, you will be happy if that made product back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even like with you making music over the years, or anybody in here making music over there, like you create something. Yes, you want your song about money to bless people, but at the same time,
wanna make money.
You want to make money.
And I'll tell you the mistake that I made. So I can speak from experience. So the mistake that I made, just being honest, was like when I first got into the Christian hip hop market, I was coming straight from the streets and I didn't know anything about it. So once I hooked up with the brothers that were already in it, I started touring with them. And then I would see little things happen on the road, and it's like, wait a minute, man, like I'm fresh off my knees, bro. Like I'm doing this because I strongly believe God called me to help people.
Yeah.
And dog, you over here worried about your CD sales and how many CDs you finna get off the table. And it's like he said, I seen some of them be like, well, I got a $50,000 check from the label. And I'm like, God, what's up?
Yeah.
And out of all honesty, I started to adapt to what I was hanging around. And it was like, I do got a family. These jokers, when I found out the label was making millions of dollars, it was like, I want my cut. But because I didn't protect my mind and my heart, I started to fade over to that side of it, and I lost sight of what I was really doing it for. If I could have kept sight of what I was really doing it for, I would have believed that whatever increase came, and it's like you said, I would have been on my knees and in my closet. The Spirit would have told me, be a wise steward of what I'm providing you.
But one of the solutions to that, honestly, is people like this, right? Where if you had somebody like this who was like, you don't have to worry about none of that. I will
I'ma
deal
take
with
care
the
of it.
businessy things.
Right.
You focus on worshiping. You focus on making content. Because I believe this guy has a gift. I don't know his motive. He's kind of revealing his motives, but I believe people like this have a gift.
Yeah.
So it is a blessing to be able to say to somebody, can you please help me get bookings, help me do all the dirty stuff, so I don't have to even focus on that. I could really be all about ministry. You do what you're good at, and let me just focus on that stuff.
But you got to make sure that that person you got doing
that's the problem.
Is just as sold out as you are.
That's the problem.
Right.
Because
are they?
Because that's one of the things that manager with that business mind, he'll come in and influence you to start going over more towards it. We got to do this. We got to get this done. We need these streams. We need this tour. And you like, okay.
You start making compromises.
And then you get off of those knees. Once you get off of those knees, it's over for you, man.
That's real. One thing I would add is I think that this all goes back to like having a sustainable like what is it? Like pipeline. I literally just lost words. That's wild. Like all of your business practices having a sustainable model. And so I wanted to shout out, I don't know if you all know, but Praxis Labs, they talk about redemptive business practices, and they have several books. One of them is called The Rule of Life, and another one is called The Redemptive Business, a playbook for leaders. And so anyways, I would encourage people to read it, because what I think we need is more business leaders, more business practitioners that are committed to redemptive practices throughout the entire like pipeline of the business, not just like front facing, you know, when the consumer receives the product, but everything behind the product. And I think that that's for every single industry, especially in entertainment and the music industry. And so my encouragement for the listeners is pray. Pray that God would raise up laborers in the business world that will honor him and be submitted and make a commitment to live a life that is honoring and still profitable, because you don't have to be, you know, completely poor. But like, how do you be wise with the funds? And so anyways, just wanted to put that out there.
Pray for the people like him who are managers, agents, CEOs, things like that, where, I mean, we made business kind of scary, but literally all it is you have to have revenue. Right. You have to spend less than you make. Right.
Exactly.
And then so along the way, what you want is so that you can at least take care of everybody that's on your team's needs. That's the goal. So that's not an evil thing to do. What I'm saying to pray for, because we know a lot of these managers, there's a lot of people, you've seen some in here, right? What we're praying for them is that if you're good at that, and that's your gift, that's awesome. But you still, like you said, have to have a godly mindset about it.
Right.
There's an opportunity where I can get more revenue if I do this than this, but this will make me walk outside of my character. So even though I know I can do this one, I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to do this one. But I'm not going to do the one that's going to make us go negative. You see what I'm saying? They're wise enough to figure that out, and that's what I'm praying that they can get on their knees and figure out, God, please show me how to do this as good as I can, to the level of the best, and also show people how not to compromise. So, that's what I want to see.
I have a question for y'all. So if you had two people, right? You had two business persons that said, hey, I like what we're doing here. I want to help you guys, whatever. One person is the person kind of like my man here, but they are go-getters. They can help you go to the next level. They strategize very well, blah, blah, blah. But then you have another person who's probably like more like us, who has the heart of God, but they're not good stewards. They're not good stewards over the money. They don't know what to do with the money. They're like, as you look at both people, you're like, God, he has the heart, but he don't have the drive. He don't have the such and such. So I guess the question is, for somebody out there who's not even just an artist, we talking about somebody who's maybe an author. We may talk about somebody who may be writing a movie, who's doing a movie, who's doing some type of form of quote unquote entertainment, and they're having people behind them. What should they look for? Because sometimes you may get the person with the great heart and love Jesus, but they don't know what they're doing.
Right. What I'm saying is that both are unacceptable.
Absolutely.
We have to get to the point where you're really, really good and you're willing to be humble. You're willing to make the God choice instead of the most money choice. You're willing, because the only thing I would suggest to him, because I think he's done a really good job. I don't want to take away from what he's done, it's just, and I think he tried. Like there's moments if you don't just watch the clips and the sensationalized versions of if you would just watch him talk, he's trying his best to be humble.
Yeah.
It's just that there's tells that make you feel like, okay, there's people that are a lot more direct than me and a lot of people in this room.
Absolutely.
So there's a personality difference as well that I want to allow for, and he tried to explain it away, like his culture and all that kind of stuff. But there's a tell when you are attributing your success to your prowess versus what God did. And we're in this God told me generation where everybody believes God told them exactly what they were supposed to do and they followed it perfectly. I would just caution anybody, not just managers and even artists, that humility in this situation, even if you're successful, is required. Just because we got this plaque back here don't mean we're doing something right.
Right.
Just because you're a multi-million-dollar artist with Grammys don't mean you're doing something right. You have to don't judge it as I'm successful, so I did a good thing, and I'm not successful, I'm doing a bad thing. It's not always like that.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes the most successful in God's eyes, artists and managers and CEOs and all this are the ones that are managing the budget they have, but they may not have gotten that big opportunity yet. But he's watching them in the small thing. Like, wow, they're really trying their best. They're not. I allowed a opportunity come their way to see if they were ready. They didn't take it. They took it a little and then they backed away. You know what I mean? We've done both. But what I'm saying is that person is successful. Even if they don't have Grammys, that person God is looking at is like, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I don't want it to just be, okay, I'm trying to get to this thing or I'm trying to get to this ideal and those people are doing it right or those people are doing wherever you are, there's a way for you to make sure you're not wasting money. Like just this week, I had to say, okay, are we wasting any money? Are there any apps that we don't need, that we used to need, that we don't need? Are there any website domains that are just sitting there on the shelf that we're not using anymore? Is there too much bloat in our business that we could cut away to where we can help more people? Those are the kind of things that you have to be good. You can't ignore the business. It matters because if you ignore the business and you say it's just about ministry, your ministry is going to fail.
Absolutely. And I really strongly believe that a lot of it is perception. And I mean, if you look back at what Jesus said about business, when he told them, render unto Caesar what's due unto Caesar. You know, whose face is that on that coin? Caesar's. Will render unto Caesar what's due unto him. Now, I think of that, and then I think about we living in two types of situations. You living in the kingdom of heaven, or you living in the worldly kingdom. He told us that we're in the world, but we're not of the world. So even in doing business, we still can't do it in a worldly way. We have to do business in a kingdom way, and that's going to cause you to change up the way that you move and the whole nine as well. So if you doing business according to the kingdom, you're not worried about numbers. You're not even worried about the money because you know he told you if I take care of the birds, how much more would I take care of you? So if I can just stay. You know, a lot of people, they disrespect the old school. Oh, the old way this. Oh, the new generation is. First of all, that generation stuff, I don't know who came up with that. Generation X. Our forefathers didn't deal with the generational thing. That's division. You know what I'm saying? But if you can just stay within Bible. If you can stay within Bible. No matter what generation you come from, it's all the same. It's all the same concept. You're gonna get the same results. Maybe different clothes. Maybe not skinny jeans. Maybe not baggy jeans, but you're gonna get the same result. So if my character is kingdom, my business character will be kingdom.
I know,
you know what I'm saying?
And that's really good. I know we got to move on, and I just want add one thing because I was struggling with that myself. I've been looking at different ways to try to advertise the Righteous by Design brand through Facebook, Instagram, and all that kind of stuff. And my mom called me this morning. She was at the Waffle House. She was wearing one of my prints. And the lady stopped her and was like, hey, where can I get that shirt? And I was like, oh, I don't have to try to figure this out. God's got it. He's going to help me get to that point where people start liking what he's inspired me to do. So I feel like if we get to that point where we're just like, you know what? Cut out the noise of the world. Forget how they're doing things and just do it God's way. Like, just remain humble. Then he'll let those things happen.
That's what he calls us to do. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all things will be added unto you, man. Everything else is extra.
But I do want to say something real quick. I do think that at the same time, God get your. I heard a pastor talk about favor and like how your name could be brought up in places and situations that you would never have in God's favor on your life, and He could do stuff but He still looks at you to be a good steward.
Yeah,
He's
that's what
still,
I'm saying.
yeah,
The only thing I would say is yes,
both
he could bring things,
Yeah.
but it doesn't excuse you from not studying. There's practical things you could do as a business owner.
Yeah.
Right.
That'll make you better. You got to
Right.
read. There's you got to know how to your accounting. Are you bringing in more than you're putting
Right.
out? It doesn't necessarily mean you need to get more. It may mean you need to spend less. So there's you just
budget.
There's techniques and people who have done this before. There's been Christians who have done this before that you could learn from and get the actual just book knowledge of how to do this well. On top of that, trusting that God is going to bring that.
Right.
Prepare for the best. Prepare for the worst. What's the verse? Prepare for the worst. You know what I'm talking about? It's in Romans. I'm gonna get
Is
in.
it hope for the best? Prepare for the worst.
Hope for the best, prepare for the worst, trust God to bring the victory. Something like that. It's the translation I'm using is the more modern one than the one I want. But anyway, it's a proverb that says, you get yourself ready. God is going to bring it, but you still have to be ready.
Right,
You can't just
right.
sit there and chill.
And just wait.
Preparation.
Bridle the horse for battle, but you're still trusting that God's going to bring the victory. But I can't just be sitting there like, okay, God.
Right.
Like you got to still do the good stuff.
Yeah,
All right, anyway.
that's good.